Hi everyone, my name is Danelle Dautrieve, Sanford. Please be sure to subscribe and click the all notifications. This is part of my Focus on Finance series. And I'm trying this angle out for the first time. Please excuse the wall in the background and also excuse any sound you may hear in the background. With that said, here's some disclaimers. I already said to be sure to subscribe, click the all notifications, and this is an entertainment channel, but it has the added bonus of you might learn something along the way. And I'm a storyteller, and I'm talking about $5,000 that is in my retirement fund. That is not all my funds. I'm talking about specifically how I decided to invest around $5,000 that I ended up having recently. Won't get into how that happened, but that happens sometime when you have funds invested. Things become available. Let's put it that way. I'm sticking to that story. So with that said, I'm going to talk about 5 different things that I invested in. First of all, I did corporate bonds for Citigroup. Second, I did corporate bonds for 20th Century. Next, I did mutual funds in the Fidelity Trend Fund. And I invested in 2 different stocks, LG and Nvidia. And the reason I did this was more for educational purposes. I like to talk about financial topics, and it's a way for me to connect with the younger generation. The younger generation, whether it is my family members, the younger generation, whether it's someone that I have encountered in the nonprofit space that I have maybe mentored, and sometimes they will look at the videos if they want to learn about a topic. They will be like, do you remember when we discussed this? And I go, yes, I did a video on that. So that's really what this is about. So the first corporate bond I'm going to talk about is Citigroup. And these were all purchased within the month of January, recently. So when I got the corporate bond for Citigroup Inc., the ticket was at 6.675%. That's a fancy way of saying just slightly under 7% interest. Now, I get these corporate bonds because it's almost like it's a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, and also based on my age. This is just my approach. If I were younger, I would have a different approach, obviously. So it pays out, and it matures more than 20 years from now. I'll put it that way. So the added bonus is I'm going to have that interest rate. The drawback is if I invested in stocks, I might potentially make more interest, but it kind of helps me to sleep at night. So again, the corporate Citicorp Incorporated note at 6.675%. Number 2, 21st Century Fox Incorporated corporate bond. Now I got this corporate bond at 7.9%, and it matures. I mean, it's going to be like forever before it matures. Again, so this means that a certain times of the year I'm going to get a certain amount of money. Okay, so the next one I invested in, and I'm going to go into approximate balances at some point. The next mutual fund I got was the Fidelity Trend Fund. So Fidelity Trend Fund, like I said, it's a mutual fund. You get it through Fidelity, and at the average return, now this is when I pulled the information yesterday, which was January the 29th. The average 1-year return was 22.86%, and in 10 years, the average return is 19.85%. And very low expense ratio. What I like about this fund is it's invested in technology and things that tend to historically be growth companies. The strategy, investing in companies that FMR believes have above average growth potential. So here are some examples. The top 10, and all these references I have, unless I say otherwise, are from Fidelity. The top 10 holdings are Amazon, Alphabet, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Meta Platforms, Tesla, MasterCard, Globe and SA, and Microchip. So very good return on that. The next thing I purchased was the LG. This is a company, a technology company that is based in South Korea. And I'm wanting to just see what happens with this stock. At the time of purchase, it was slightly under $10. Right now, it's $8.17. So it's had a decrease, but I feel like this is going to be something that I'm going to do to just look and see what happens with the stocks and this amount of money I invested. So it's based in Korea, and I noticed that I use one of the products. They have some pretty good face masks. So yeah, and I'm wanting to get some foreign stock exposure. The one thing about this is it could be kind of a volatile, maybe compared to a Coca-Cola company, but it'll be fun to watch to see what happens with it. And I'll get later on into what the PE ratio, but what made me buy this stock was I read in Yahoo Finance, LG is a stock, well actually it says Zacks, let me just look at this. It says, this is an article, Zacks Equity Research, May 25th, 2021. Is LG Display a great value stock right now? So it said that it is currently sporting a Zacks rating of #1, strong buy, and an A value. It holds a PE ratio of 5.73, while its industry has an average PE of 15.12. So I mean, that's like how much profit to earnings it has. You can look that up. So, and the last but not least is Nvidia, and that stock, it was at $228.40 yesterday, and I know that the price has gone down since I bought it. When I looked at my account value is actually under $5,000. But when you consider the stock market, that happens, and it just happened to be a kind of a week when things were moving a lot. But by the time I look at it again, it'll probably be up past that $5,000. But Nvidia, if you're really into wanting to invest in the metaverse, if you listen to Facebook, they're talking about the metaverse. Nvidia is the omniverse. So those are the stocks that I am investing in.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never